Hey everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. I love that what shows up on YouTube is totally different than the shot that I set up initially. I'm like, yeah, we get the framing correct and the composition and everything. And then YouTube fires up, it's all the way over to the left. It's way too short. It's what the hell? Why am I bothering with previewing? So sorry about that. It takes me a second to reset up the entire shot that I spent 5 minutes setting up. So yeah, we're on super wide right now. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay, because I have the fan running because it is warm outside. So I got something in the mail this week, and I've been wanting to do it, and I haven't seen you guys in a few days. I've been busy with house stuff and doing a ton of landscaping and all that stuff, making the outside look great so that I can spend a lot more time inside the shop. So there's good reason for it. But I got something in the mail, and I want to do it from literally start to finish, just so you guys don't think there's any shenanigans or, you know, I sent it off to Kindig's shop and had them do it, whatever. So package is right over there. It just came the other day, and it comes USPS. It's about 35 bucks. Let's take a look. This is from Clark & Clark Manufacturing, and they even put a little sticker on there. Thank you for your order, which is really cool. And you guys now have my address. So anyway, this is how it arrives. What this is a trunk helper kit to hold the trunk up on a Miata. Now, normally, if you don't have anything on your back deck, on your lid, the torsion bars inside will hold just fine. They'll keep it up. If you have a little rubber spoiler on there, the torsion bars will keep it up. But once you add a wing like this is a Wings West wing. This is actually a very rare wing. If you have any kind of weight over, I would say, a pound, 450 grams, if you want to go metric, then you're going to need some kind of assistance. Now, there's no adjustment on the helper springs, on the torsion springs in the back, so you have to rely on something like this. And these guys came up with a great solution for helping those heavier lids stay up. Now, if you have a big, obnoxious Fast and Furious wing, you're definitely going to need something like this. So let's crack this guy open. And if it's okay, I'm going to stay wide with you guys for a minute. I'm getting a bunch of messages here. I'm going to go on this side because I can feel the pneumatic strut. Now, these pneumatic struts are great because they come in a whole bunch of different sizes and a bunch of different strengths, like PSIs. So, yeah, here's the whole kit. Okay, we can recycle that. There's nothing else in here. Damn it. It's open for a winning lottery ticket. So I got a little mini scissors again. And the downside is I can't put it on the trunk. So I'll just do, I'll put it on the rolly stool. Put it on the rolly stool here. So here's the strut. Here's the instructions. We can throw those away, right? I swear I have the motor skills necessary to do this. So here's the instructions. The fan's probably going to blow it away. It's nicely packaged. The strut is, and the bracket and the hardware and stuff is packaged in here, which is cool. Just kind of hoping that I could just unwrap this. It's just got the saran wrap on it. But the problem is the strut's in the way. So we're going to have to slice this. That's just how it's going to have to be. They have a nice finish on here, so I'm going to be try and be careful to not jack that up. So we have our strut right here. And this one doesn't have any markings on it, which is kind of odd, but you can get them plain like this. Now, if you need to replace this, oh, hey, Liz, if you need to replace this, you can go to Napa and just take this with you, whether it's compressed or, let me see if I can compress this. I don't know if I can. These guys are, damn, I can barely get it to move. They have different strengths, different, load ratings. Like I have 2 of these in the trunk of the limo. And the trunk of the limo is like 120 pounds. So, they obviously come, the Miata deck lid is what, 9 pounds? So they come in different strengths. And because of the angles that they work at, you work at a steeper angle, it's going to have to push more, I think. I don't know. I think it's all relative. So very nice strut, just very simple. And this is a clip-on. It's kind of hard to tell, but because it's black on black, there's a little clip on the backside, and all you have to do is put the strut mount in here, and it'll automatically clip in place. And then if you need to remove it, you just put a screwdriver in here, and you pull the clip back, and it'll pop right off. These guys are great. They're super simple. They're very inexpensive. If you do need to replace one, they're, probably under 20 bucks. So a lot of cars have them. Like I have 2 on the Viper for the hood, but the ones on the Viper, of course, are special. They have a Dodge part number, and they actually have a Viper logo painted on them, which is printed on them, which is cool. So these are super basic. I love that it's just straight black. There's no branding or anything like that. That's really nice because nobody pays me shit for putting their stuff on the car. So keep that strut handy. Don't roll away. I just watched him roll off the bench. I was like, nope, not today. They really wrap this stuff up. Oh, yeah. So I thought I sliced through it. I was wrong. I sliced through part of it. There's hardware up there. I'm going to have to throw this stuff away because otherwise it's just going to blow around with the fan. Come on, buddy. Okay. So here's our hardware and spacer bracket. Because you have to offset this, or it's actually just a spacer. The bracket is right here. You have to offset this bracket, which is nicely powder coated. It's actually, yeah, that's a nice finish on there. So hopefully in Florida this won't rust. What's odd is there's 2. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Got it. I'm slow on the uptake. All right. So nice finish on this. Very nice. I don't know if you guys can see it. Should work well. The hardware that comes with it, this is the spacer bracket, and this is just Delron. Super simple. Holes drilled to match the holes back here, because you have to offset this bracket slightly from the body because there's a bump right here. So they do that, which really helps. And then inside we have all of our spare goodies. These are the studs for the pneumatic. Simple. And then if you press hard enough, that spring opens up and clips onto this. So I know how, this stuff kind of goes together because when I purchased it, I looked it up. So here's the instructions. There are some pictures on the backside, but most of it is text. If you guys want to, you can screenshot that, and then there's the pictures on the back. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Yeah, they tell you to use caution to to take off those torsion springs. Absolutely. There's a little hook right there. So we just mark the center of the hook. Okay. This looks pretty straightforward. So I'm going to put this first one in. He goes, there's our bracket. So the first guy goes in this way. He gets a washer, a lock washer. Whoops. And they changed it over. These are all Imperial. These are all inch. And then if you are hardcore OCD like me, you will line up one of your edges with this edge or one of the edges with this edge. It's a disease, people. So we're going to grab our 1/2 inch. Yep. 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. Just need 2 1/2 inch wrenches here. Oh, no, this guy's smaller. No, he's 1/2 inch. Sorry. And I have a lock washer on here, but do I want to put Loctite? I think I do. Because I really don't want this coming loose. Bonk you on the head and get a concussion. So just because I'm psychotic, I'm going to add some Loctite. I have the Permatex Blue, the gel. It's awesome. I've used the regular Loctite brand Loctite and the Permatex stuff. Happy with both. Whoa! Came out from the side. Surprise. Okay. We'll do this on the other one too. And we have branding on the nut. So I'm going to put the branding on the other side. The opposite side that we're not going to see. This is difficult to do. Whoa! Normally I would put it in soft jaws and also my left hand doesn't really work. So trying not to scratch up this really, really nice finish. This is really hard to do, just kind of balancing here. So damn. Okay, he's snug on there. That's the first one. And then we'll do the other one. We have to drill that hole in the bracket. So now we can go prep the trunk. Where's the rest of our hardware? So the rest of our hardware is another nut and another lock washer. And we'll just put these together so we don't lose them. And again, you can see the branding on the nut, and that goes face down. Because again, nobody pays us for this. Okay. There's only one star washer in there. So, am I missing a star washer? I just not see it here. Not with the instructions, and not on the ground. Is not accidentally on. You ever had that where you have a bolt and the washer's accidentally on there? So we're missing one of the star washers. It's not in the bag. So that's what a star washer looks like. And they just help grip. Oh, nope, I found him. He flew over here. So they help these bolts grip. There's the camera. When they get tightened down. And these are the two bolts. I'm going to hold them from the back so you can see the star washer a little bit better. There you go. Now, once these get cranked down, the star washer helps grip into that plastic. Well, Delron isn't really plastic, though. So let's get into the trunk of the car and see what we've got. We also got to figure out how to prop the thing up, damn it. In most Miatas, I should say a lot of Miatas, the later ones, there's a trunk release in there. Now I need to find something to hold this up. And I know what I'm going to use. So it's going to take me a second. I think I know what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a bungee. I'm going to use a bungee from the far side I'm not working on. It's okay. That is going to hold my trunk up. So I'm just in the little slot here, and it comes over to the little seatbelt tang on this side. I'm going to start zooming in here so you guys can see stuff. Hopefully that's okay. And I'm going to bring you guys into the trunk of the Miata in a second. I'm just going to get some of this crap out of here. We have cleaning. We have our detail spray. We have more cleaning stuff. We have a seat pad for those smaller visitors. The spray congealed a little bit. Give him a good shake. And I have a pair of glasses. If anybody knows whose glasses these are, they're certainly not mine, but they got left in the trunk of my car. They've been in there for, I don't know, 2 years. I just kept them in case someone says, hey, you see my glasses? I left them in your Miata. I don't know whose it is. So I'm going to bring you guys in here a little bit. I'm going to move my little portable workstation here. And we can't forget all right. So I'm going to bring you guys down, and hopefully I don't dump anything. Most of the stuff is going to be happening in the far corner here. So over on this side. So hopefully you guys can see that halfway decent. Okay, so I got to take out the spare tire, which is thrilling. No clue why that stud is so long. Now, if you want to find out if the Miata owner takes care of their Miata, check out their spare and how old it is. This one's like probably 2 or 3 years old. I don't know. There's a date on it. But yeah, the spares are kind of hard to find. The replacement tire part is. So set this to the side. Try not to scratch them up. And I'm going to get a light because it's pretty dark back there. And hopefully, is that enough light for you guys? Can you kind of see what's going on there? I'm going to bring it over here and turn it a little. So spare tire is out because we're going to have to deal with this torsion spring. It's on. You can see the torsion spring right here. And he's pretty thin. He's a little bit bigger than coat hanger, but we're definitely going to have to take him out. That's why we're holding the trunk up right now. So for now, we're going to take off this is the jack. There is actually a jack in this car right there. That is your jack compartment. And you know what? We'll fold this over. And this is going to be our new staging area for all of our parts and tools so that we don't have to keep going back to the rolling stool. All right. Set our jack handle over there. So next up, we need to get past this cover. And this cover has some of those push tabs. Now, usually you can just reach in here with a fingernail and they just pop out like that. And then when you can see them extended like that. And then when you push it closed, he widens out and opens everything up so that they stay in place. Most of these are pretty easy to pull out. If you need to, you can get a little tiny screwdriver in there and pop them out. There are 3 in total. 1, 2, 3. Then this cover comes out. I'm just going to set him aside. This cover has to come off because we need to get down here. So these are all 10 mil. So I'm going to loosen them with the wrench and then I'm going to get them with the zoomer. So 10 mil. Oh, I bet you the zoomer would have gotten these. They're not very tight. That one was pretty tight. There's 4 of these. And then we've got our new zoomer, which I showed you guys. We're going to keep testing this thing. It's got a good low torque speed. Maybe it's... That one's just tough. I wish it had a high speed, but it's okay. There we go. It's just a caught thread. And then this cover comes out. This cover is to protect your main fuel filling line and your vent tube line. That's why we have this cover in place. So again, we'll set this off to the side. It's actually in pretty good shape. If I was smart, I would paint him. So the 2 bolts we're looking for are back here. Those 2 guys right there. And we're going to do 10 mil again. Oh, these are barely on. I'm going to question is, what do these guys? Oh, they're part of this support bracket for this thing. Okay. So here's our hook. Our hook is the same as diagram. It's a little different. There's going to be a lot of variations in the Miata because they made all these different advancements throughout the years, and they made tons of little changes and stuff. So those two bolts are out. So now we have to take this guy out. Those were 10 mil, by the way. Almost everything on the Miata is 10, 12 mil. There's nothing too crazy in this car. It's all very simple metric. Yeah, there's no way. So I'm gonna have to get a pry bar. And where are my pry bars? I have a medium pry bar. And let's see how we do this. Oh, okay. He comes out just like that, and he is under tension. And now that bar is not holding it, the bungee cord is not holding it. So hang on, I gotta do something different to get the trunk to stay up. Yeah, wow, okay. All right, well, let me just get this torsion bar out of here for now. If I can. Oh, he's still clipped right here. I'm just being blinded by this thing. I don't know how this clip works. Oh, he just goes, he gets pushed to the side, and then this guy comes out. Okay, so there's our torsion bar. And an easy way to fix this would be to have someone custom make a much thicker torsion bar that holds stuff up, but there is nothing like that right now. Stay tuned. So this torsion bar is out. Our other torsion bar is going to stay in, and that's fine. So I'm just going to put this clip back and keep that guy in place. So here's our hook on this side, and we need to mark where that hook comes down on this arm, and then we're going to drill a little hole there, and that's where our other thing mounts. So let me find a way to prop this up more physically than the bungee. The bungee is not cutting it right now. Let me see. I don't know if I have anything that's small enough to extend like that. This guy, maybe. I really should get a hood prop rod, right? These are pretty damn handy. Let's see if this piece of wood will work. No. It's way too long. But because we're smart, we know how to do this. So I thought I had a different set of these. I just have the big strong clamps. So I'm going to set this in the corner. And then raise him up where he holds the hood up for us. I know, it's a little rednecky, but it works pretty good. So that means I got to move you guys I'm gonna move you guys, and I'm gonna come down here. Oh, what do we got? My spares original, I think. Yeah, lighting is fine. Okay. Yeah. I don't remember where I got my spare from, but when I put it back into the car, I'll get the model number and name and stuff. So okay. Oh, there's so much crap on here. All right, so we're back with a prop that's going to work. And I'm just going to grab a red shop rag. I just want to give a wipe down. This stuff has all been, covered for years and years and years. Well, actually, probably just since I did the coilovers. But there's a lot of dust in here. I'm trying to make it look halfway nice, right? And less dust equals faster. That's the theory. I remember doing the coils on this. It was a pain. Trying to get back there. Unless you have like little toddler hands. You can see the dust pop out here. That's a lot better. I'll blow it out before I put the covers back on. Anyway, all right. So we have we unhooked the torsion bar here. We still have the one torsion bar, which is going to be kind of a helper for the pneumatic. So now we need to mark on here the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of tape. So I don't want to jack up the finish too hard. And I can't see a black Sharpie on here. So I'm going to do something like that. And that way, when I mark it, I need to mark the center of where this hook goes in. So I'm going to grab a pen and measuring. I'm going to put the pen in the hook, and I'm going to draw a line, maybe, if the pen works. Yeah, okay. Pen sort of works. Let me try a different pen. I don't think ballpoint pens like this tape. So anyway, I do have a mark there, and it's going to be enough to find the center. I had a Sharpie, like a really nice fine point Sharpie. Do I still have that thing? I don't know. I think it's in Ohio still. Oh, wait. There he is. Oh, he's not going to work. He's not quite. I don't know. Maybe if I hold him. No. He's literally a millimeter away. I tried. So that's going to be our mark. And then we're going to come in with a center punch. And I'm going to block your guys' view for a second here because I need to see where halfway is. Oh, of course, we want it to rip. It won't. Okay. So we have our mark, our line, and we're going to hole punch at the center. I think that's the center. It's going to be pretty damn close. Oh. do all of this stuff in the dark. Yeah, that looks damn centered. So, of course, just stay there. I know that's probably loud. Sorry, you guys. We're going to do a pilot hole. Just something simple so that we're not walking. Time is it? Not bad. And I need another light because I'm trying to do this. As soon as my hand gets in there, it blocks what I'm trying to see. That is some tough ass steel. I guess it kind of has to be, right? And then we can go back to our instructions. Let's see what our instructions say here. Second ball. Center punch. They say to do it with an 1/8 bit and then a 5/16 bit. So 5/16. God, I can't even read these. So I have a 1/4 inch here, and I have a 5/16. So let's check it. I don't think the 1/4 inch is going to be. Oh, because I want it really tight in there. Yeah, the 5/16 is going to be the way to go. Okay. So put the 1/4 inch back. I'd rather have it really tight in there, but just going to make this hole a little bit bigger. All right. I hate it when it grabs like that. So here's our 5/16 hole. And just as a recommendation, I would put down a mat or a shop rag or something to catch all the swarf and stuff. Swarf is all the stuff that comes off of the drill bit. That's a super clean hole. And yeah, it's very thick, like very thick. And that was not 5/16 because that doesn't even come close to fitting in there. Now I got to read what size this drill bit was. No. Size is all gone. Oh, wait. Something 64. So it's not the correct size bit. Smaller, smaller. Oh, yeah. He is not the correct size bit. So let's try this one. This is 1764. That's not correct either. So I actually don't know if I have a drill bit that'll fit this. Is that nuts? Oh, those guys aren't going to. Yeah, he will. Yeah, okay. It's actually not a terrible idea. So we've got a step drill, and what is it? The third one down is 5/16. So we'll just use that. It's thick enough to do these. Sometimes step drills are handy. Normally just use them for panels. Okay, so he already goes the 2. So now I need to get a good angle on this. Okay, so make sure I'm not hitting any wires or anything behind. There you go, 5/16. Not bad. He's got a little chamfer on there too. Look at that. Nice fit. Step drills are cool. They come in handy. So we're done drilling. Now this bracket is actually U-shaped. So when you put the stud through, you can get the washer and everything else on there. And he is actually a very tight fit with 5/16. If you have metric, you can do that, but it should be okay. We're going to get some Loctite on here. Doesn't need to be much. Just enough to keep everybody happy. And I'm going to pre-thread this. Remember, all the badging goes to the inside. I'm going to pre-thread this most of the way down. That way the stuff doesn't get wiped off by the washer. So this guy goes in, washer goes on the back side, nut goes on. Oh, wait. They remind you, come back out here, that this hook has to go above that. So, oh no, all right. Come back here. Oh my God. Trying to do this all with one hand. And it's my left hand. All right, that's going to hold the trunk okay. How are you supposed to do this? There's not a good way. Like, you have to get that guy out of the way. Okay, so it doesn't help to lift the trim. There we go. So pull this guy, the hook, pull it slightly that way, and that'll help you get the stud past it. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the washer here. So I got the washer I dropped. It goes on, and then the nut goes on. This guy, I'm not terribly concerned about facing the correct direction, but it's going to be very hard to get a wrench in there. So I'm going to grab the small, do I have a small half? I do have a small half. Can I get a socket in there? Nope. Can't get a socket in there, so you got to do an angled wrench or a crow's foot. This kind of sucks. So do an angled wrench like that. You can't get a socket on this side. Just be a little careful here. Make sure he gets cranked on. That lock washer gets fully compressed. And there we go. Now the fun part is that is great, but the strut's not going to mount over that either. Well, we'll drop it, I guess. Yeah, we'll lower it, and then the strut goes over. So next up is the bracket. And the bracket goes here, and that space here is obviously for... so those guys aren't going to dig into that thing. I'm just going to get down here so I can see this. So the star washers are actually for the metal. So that spacer is to get past the other spring. In theory. Oh, I have this backwards. Sorry. I'm like, wait a second. Why is the strut mount right in front of me? That would have been interesting. All right. So here we go. Oh, and that's right. We want to do Loctite on these guys. So I forgot this one threads off. All my other ones just pop off. So a little bit of Loctite on there. Maybe. There we go. There he goes. Maybe. Okay. Now we're going to pull this guy out. We're going to put some Loctite on him. The lock washers and star washers are good. I'm using Loctite because it's, it's how I prefer stuff. I'm very good at finding the fail. So if I can stop finding the fail, I will. All right. So this is a smaller, this is going to be like a 7/16 or whatever. These guys flex a little bit, but we might, I'm going to do him kind of a little bit more than finger tight. We'll put the prop rod on, and that way it'll self-center. So the prop rod goes on one way, big section towards the top. Now, why do you do that? Because all the oil and lubrication for all these seals down here is up in this. So when you compress it, It'll oil the shaft. It'll make those seals nice and tight. If you do it this way, that's fine. But when it's extended, this is completely exposed. It hasn't, the seals are not working. This is how you do it. So it keeps everything oiled. So what you want to do is, these ends are currently facing the same way. This is circular, so you can twist it, and you want to do them 180. So this one is, the hole is that way. This one, the hole is this way. And you'll see how easy it is to just pop this thing on. If I get my hand back there. So I'm going to pop him on. There he goes. And then this guy, once we release this, we can pop him on. So I'm just going to use my shoulder quick. Get this out of the way. Set him on the ground. And pop him on. But we have a problem. That bracket, this hook will not go past, or the strut will not go past that hook. Oh, okay, wait. Here we go. Okay, so we drop him down a little bit and he goes past. The problem now is that hook is going to hit against the edge here. So I don't know if that hook being up there is such a good idea. I don't know. Again, I can change this out later. It's not a huge issue, but it's definitely not ideal, because this hard edge now is what's stopping, versus the torsion bar was stopping it before. Now this is a hard edge that's going to continually hit, and it's hitting into the metal edge of the trunk. So there's no way to remove this. It's part of the trunk. So you would have to cut that. And yeah, you can't really bend it out of place. It might actually be better to be hanging or cut off. So anyway, that's pretty good. So now we can try it with everything hooked up. I'm just going to do one revolution, then I'm going to come back and tighten these two guys. So we can leave everything where it's at right now. This trim piece is falling out from me screwing around in the trunk. Get him back in place. Protect our tail lights and latches and all that. Okay. So let's close the trunk. Oh, yeah. All right, I got to move you guys back just a touch. There we go. Okay, trunk closes and latches. And then when I pull this, it should pop open. Yeah. And with him popping open that fast, this is definitely going to dent that edge. So you need to come up with a solution for that. But otherwise, we're installed. So I'm going to leave that there. And we're going to come back. What do we say, a 7/16? Is that what we guessed on that? Or maybe a 3/8. I don't think they're 3/8. Oh, no. And they're not 7/16. Maybe they're 10 mil. They are. So just use our existing wrench and give them the crank down. So I use that first test closure to help line this up. That way this part isn't under as much stress. Hopefully the pneumatics are not under as much stress. So there we go. We'll give it a test run again. And pop the lid. Is he a 2-stage? Hang on, I need to watch this again. Yeah, he is. He catches on the first stage and then does a slow bump on the up. So that's a cool thing. I like that part. But we still need to figure out what to do here. I understand why they don't want to hang it underneath, but you can't have it up there as it is. My suggestion would be to hang it underneath and zip tie it out of the way here so that he doesn't catch on. He's going to catch on that just because he's bumped out a little bit. You would have to find a way to, I don't know. You might just have to cut him off if you want to run this strut. So that's it. It's installed. It works great. I'm pretty damn happy with that, except for this part. But can't really do much about that. So I'll get this vacuumed out, blown out, vacuumed out, and put the panels back in and put the spare tire back in. But that's about it. It's a very easy installation. The only weird part was the torsion bar. You got to remember, when you take that torsion bar off, basically that trunk lid is going to come down. So definitely have a prop rod, part of a broomstick or something, paint roller extension or whatever. And I think that's about it. Everything else in here actually looks very, very clean. The jack, the tools, everything else. So I'm pretty content with it. I really like this strut mount. They do make a version that goes on that side, but you have to take out your spare tire. Not really cool with that. I prefer this side. And yeah, the other option, like I said, would be to have someone make torsion bars, 2 torsion bars that are much thicker that maybe fit in these notches. Not really worth it. It's going to be far more expensive for R&D and whatever. This is, I think this guy was about $40 to hold my trunk lid up with my heavy ass wing. So I'd say it's working pretty good. Materials are great. The hardware is all correct. Like I said, the only thing is this hook tapping the edge here is not thrilling to me. I don't like that part. And it's going to do it every single time. So I got to figure out like a rubber bumper or something on there. Because if the trunk opens this far every time, I'm fine with that. That's about OEM, maybe a little bit past. But yeah, everything else is very nice installation. Well worth it. Nice R&D. This is almost straight. When I look down the line here at the pneumatic strut and the bracket, it's maybe 5 to 8 degrees angled that way. So they did a good job with the bracket, getting it lined up. Yeah, I'm totally okay with this. This is nice and flush. So nice job, you guys. You can see the scratches. I think these are from when we took the trunk lid off to do, because we have the roll cage or the roll bar in here. And I think that's when we had these off. So get everything cleaned up. I'll get everything put back in here, and yeah, it'll be back on the road with a nice open trunk cover or trunk lid that opens. You don't have to hold it all the time. So thanks everyone for hanging out today and joining me on this, and hopefully this is helpful. Like I said, the instructions they're super simple. They're very basic. They're nice and thorough. They have good drawings. I believe they have a video on their website too. Yeah, it says make sure hook is above hole before installing ball stud. So it'd be nice if you could have that hook on there. they made a extended ball stud, but it wouldn't. Then it doesn't work. So, yeah, nice product. It shipped very fast. Came USPS, packaged really well. Solid product. Highly recommended. So, if you guys have any questions, comments, whatever, definitely put them below. I'm happy to answer them. And I'm going to get all this stuff cleaned up and get the Miata put back together. Thanks again for hanging out today. I really appreciate it. And thanks to all the new subscribers. You guys are awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying this. And yeah, that's about it for me today. Don't forget to show someone that you love them today. Give me a kiss on the cheek. Give me a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It's really important for them, but it is far more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. I will catch you later this weekend. We'll do, let's do some limo stuff this weekend. Does that sound good? All right, cool. I'll see you guys. Thanks. Miata and a limo, right? I'm so weird.